Hi everyone, in today's speed build I'm doing my own shell challenge. I decided to show everyone how I would do the house based on the criteria I gave them for my shell challenge. In my post on Instagram I indicated that my husband and I have 3 kids, a teenage son who's into history and dinosaurs, and then a child daughter who's into stuffed animals, and then also a child son who is into sports. Now, I think there was some confusion though, unfortunately. I did see a couple of the builds, just looking at the ones that were posted like in the gallery and some that posted on Instagram. And it looks like some of them use toddler beds for my daughter or for my younger son, even though, I mean, I did put child in the post, but maybe I wasn't specific enough. I probably should have put like not toddler or something like that. But of course that's my fault. I'm not going to like take any points off, or in quotes, like take any points off for them using toddler beds instead of regular kids beds or anything like that. But yeah, so I guess I know better for next time, like if I do another shell challenge, or I mean, I'm not saying that I'll do another one like for my family type of thing, but I guess I just have to be more clear if I give any kind of details like that. But yeah, so in my post, the whole thing is that I wanted everyone to create this or use my shell to create a home centered around my family. And then I also, on the post on Instagram, I put a little note at the very bottom. I don't think a lot of people saw it, but I indicated that I'm an artist and my husband is a comedian. So you'll kind of see me do some stuff in this house to show that. But and I think some people did do it for their submissions, but again, I'm not going to like fault anyone for not including things for a comedian or an artist or anything like that. But honestly, I did struggle a little bit with doing like the roofing of this build. So I really I really feel like a lot of people did such a good job, because I struggled with this. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best or anything, but there were a lot of builds that I saw that looked really good and they didn't have to do the roofing the way I did it. I kind of did, it's kind of a cop out doing like a wraparound porch, because it makes the roofing a little bit more simple. But that just goes to show that I really didn't think necessarily about the shape of the shell when I made it. I was just trying to do something that was a little bit different, but not too crazy or anything, like with the shapes that I used. So but I also didn't completely go through all the builds yet or anything like that, like all the builds that were submitted to my shell challenge. So I still have yet to do that. It will probably be a couple weeks, unfortunately, if you're waiting to see that. And I also want to try to figure out how I can do the tour to make it a little bit more like involved. Like I want to do like the face cam thing where you guys can see me as I'm touring the houses and everything like that, but I don't know if I necessarily have the equipment to do that yet. I don't know. And also I don't like have an actual mic or anything. I've mentioned it before, but I actually record all my voiceovers on my phone, and then I email the voice recording to myself to put it on my computer. But yeah, so I don't have like an actual mic to do like or like a real-time recording, like a voice recording and a face cam and all that, everything, whatever. But I really want to work my way to doing stuff like that. Anyways, for this shell, I did try to make the house kind of fit my style in a way, but while also trying to make the best use of the space, like for the floor plan. So it's not necessarily like my dream home or anything, but of course I'm not going to change the shell to fit my dream home, because I'm using the exact same shell that I gave everyone else to use. And I mean, it's only fair. But I really like the way this kitchen came out in this house, because I feel like it does fit my style quite a bit. And although I did forget to put a microwave, because I was also trying to do it to where it would look like it made sense, like for my family. Like I have a little coffee area, like with the coffee mugs and the coffee pot. I don't know if the coffee pot maker thing, whatever, I don't know if it's functional or not, because I did put it on a counter that I minimized so I could place it where I wanted on the actual counter that I made it look like it was on. So I don't know if it's functional if you actually download this house or anything, but I just did it for looks. So, and then honestly, like the dining room probably isn't my favorite part of the house, but I was trying to go for something that looked nice, like something that I would actually want for a dining room, but I don't think it's like there wasn't a lot of space, and so I didn't really put a whole bunch of stuff in it, which I probably should have because usually my house is kind of like full of furniture. um, but it was kind of looking a little bit too designer like and not as realistic as I was hoping for. But in the living room and probably like the rest of the house, I do try to add more clutter and like toys around to show that I have kids that put things where they don't belong, or they don't like to put their stuff up in the room or something. So I kind of have like random stuffed animals around since my daughter is really into stuffed animals and things like that. And I put like random like basketball or soccer balls, I think somewhere. I know there's a basketball in the living room, but I feel like I put a soccer ball somewhere too. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. But I was just trying to indicate like that there are kids in this house and things are just kind of like thrown about. And I like for the living room, I mixed up the furniture a lot in the living room because for me personally, I don't have a whole bunch of couches that really match each other. Like I do have a couch set that I purchased, but I only have 2 pieces of it in my living room, and then 1 piece is in my sister's room, and then we have like a random massage chair and then like a love seat recliner too. So our couches, like they kind of match in color, but they don't, like they're not an actual set, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to indicate that in the living room in this house, and so I use couches and furniture that have similar colors to them, but they obviously don't actually go together. They're not a set. So I thought it was fun to do that in the living room, and I ended up doing a like a kids corner in the living room because there was so much space, and I felt like it would make sense. Like if I actually did have a big living room like this, I probably would like dedicate a corner to my kids so they would have their own space, or like an area to do like arts and crafts, or play with their toys or whatever the case is. So I thought it was good to put that in the living room in this house. And then I also gave myself like an artist corner rather than giving myself like a separate office or something like that, because generally, even though I like to have my own space and it would be great if I had like my own office and like studio or something like that, I usually do my stuff, like for instance with making Sims, I always do my builds and edit my videos and everything in the living room so that I can be around my kids to make sure that they're not doing stuff they're not supposed to or whatever. So I just figured it made sense to do that here also, like put my art space in the living room so that even when I'm doing my art, that I can still see my kids and be close to them when they're in their area, like playing with their toys and everything. And I also didn't want to close off the space too much because I already felt like there was a lot of walls that kind of made the area closed off. And generally I like open floor plans in a way because I'd like to be able to see like across the house, just so that if I'm doing something I don't have to walk through 2 or 3 rooms to get to some other part of the house. So I use the big archways and everything to get from one room to the other, and I put like the laundry area in the back so that it wasn't like completely out in the open, but at the same time it's not in its own closed off area, so it's easy to access. I originally thought about putting it in the bathroom that's downstairs, but I know personally, especially because right now we pretty much all share one bathroom, and it's so frustrating having to wait for someone to get out of the bathroom in order to use it. So I didn't want to have to worry about the laundry area being in the bathroom, especially downstairs, because that's one for everyone to share. It doesn't really matter because it's in The Sims. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, I do like to imagine like whole storylines that go with these builds, and things that make sense for real life, even if it doesn't really count or make sense in The Sims. And I really do try to maintain like functionality in all of my builds. Like as much as I want to squish some things together to make it look more realistic, I don't like the fact that sometimes you can't actually use the houses for gameplay when you do that. So I always try to make sure that there's enough space for all the Sims to walk around and to access the different chairs and different appliances, things like that, without needing to actually playtest it, because I don't like to have to playtest my builds. So to kind of make things easier for myself, I just try to guarantee that there's enough space around everything for the Sims to access. And so far I actually only playtested one house before, and it's a good thing I did, but it's because it was a micro home, and so I feel like I should playtest that because it was such a small space to work with. But anyways, once I actually go upstairs though, and I was working on the master bedroom, I thought it was a perfect place to put like a little office area for my husband, because he does do a lot of work on his computer and things like that. And I also put a mic in there because not only is he a comedian, but he loves singing, and he loves singing karaoke and everything. So that's how I indicated the whole comedian thing for him in this build. I just put the mic the mic stand in the bedroom, but yeah, so, and then I put like those magazines and everything because I wanted to be like he keeps up with celebrities or something, I don't know, because he does work on the radio, and so he always knows like the news of things, and yeah, I don't know, so he works with music a lot, and so I just thought it made sense to put the microphone in the bedroom. And when I was doing the master bathroom for this house, like it's not my favorite. I don't know, like I was trying to rush it, so even though I wasn't really liking it, I didn't bother changing the colors. But I really hate the color scheme for the bathroom in the master bathroom. And like, again, I was really trying to rush this build. I mentioned in my last video that I've been working with the OBS program to do my recordings, and so I try to rush myself when I'm doing it, but it still takes quite a while. Like this, even though I already had the shell created for this house, to do this build took me over 7 hours. It was like 7.5 hours worth of recording, and I condensed it down to like 20 minutes. And so I was really trying to cut things out that weren't necessary, and it was just like having to redo the master bathroom. I didn't really feel like I should bother with it because I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna put things in there, kind of make it look like it matches, and just be done with it. But as I was working on my daughter's room, I did really try to put her personality into this room, because she does love stuffed animals. Like she has so many bags of stuffed animals all over the place, or like in her closet, and then like she has some of her stuffed animals that are just all over the place. And so I really wanted to have this room look like something she would like. And while she does like pink, like it's not necessarily her favorite color, so I put a lot of yellow and purple and everything in her bedroom, or in the Sims bedroom. But and then I put like some things on the wall that I think she would be into, like with the butterflies. And then also I think I put like cat picture or something, like the shelf with the cat picture, because she loves cats. And I mean, she's never had a cat, but she loves cats in general. And then moving on to the boys' room. So in my post, again, I indicated that I wanted at least 2 full bathrooms in this build, but I didn't put any number of bedrooms because I wanted to leave it up to the creators. Like they could have made the teenager have his own room and then had the 2 younger kids share a bedroom, or they could have given them all their own bedroom. Or for me, I gave my daughter, or the girls' room, a single room, and then I made the 2 boys, even though they're different age groups, I made the boys share a bedroom, because I feel like it just made sense with the floor plan. Like I felt like it was the best way to utilize the space. And I was actually really proud of the way the boys' room turned out, because as I indicated with the teenager, he's into history and dinosaurs, and I really tried to show that, like with the different like old what was it, like the scrolls and the old-fashioned like ships and everything. So I put the ships, I put the dinosaurs, the stuffed animal, the dinosaur skull, and then like the antique typewriter, like just to indicate like he's really into historical type things. And it's so funny because I mean, my son can tell you so much about dinosaurs. He's been into dinosaurs since he was little, like 2 years old, and he's 14 now, and he can like tell you all the different names of the dinosaurs, what kind of habitat they lived in, like which era they're from. And so I thought it was really cool how I separated the boys' room, even though it's all one room. like all the history and dinosaur stuff is on one side, and then my younger son, who's supposed to be child size or child age in the game, I put all of the like sports equipment and sports posters and trophies and everything on that side of the room. So I was really happy with that and kind of proud of myself. But I think the last area I worked on was the main bathroom upstairs, like for the kids to share. And I used a lot of pastels and stuff for that bathroom because I wanted to show that it is for the kids pretty much to use, and that ends up being my favorite bathroom of the whole build. And then after I finished all of the inside, I started to work on the like backyard and everything, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do for the backyard, but I didn't do too much else like with the outside. I did just put a lot of like bushes and different flowers for the landscaping, which is usually what I do. And honestly, whenever I'm doing landscaping, I don't pay attention to like what the different flowers and bushes are or what they're called or anything. I just choose things that I think look good together, and I just kind of use those repeatedly for that specific build. So I don't know anything about like which plants grow where in what kind of environment or anything. So if anyone ever comes at me with like, you know, an oak tree doesn't grow in the desert, I don't care. If I'm gonna use it in a build, it's just for fun. It's in The Sims. I don't think The Sims really care if an oak tree grows in the desert. but yeah, so I just choose things that look good to me, and you know, and I'll just use those repeatedly for the same build or whatever, and I just mix up the ones that I choose for like every build. I do struggle with landscaping, and if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know that already. I just wanted to show that there was space like for the kids to play. There was like an area for barbecuing and like entertaining or something. And then I also put a pool there, but mostly because it's just a lot of space in the backyard. And I think that a pool is something that my kids would probably like in real life, although I wouldn't necessarily be a fan of that because I am terrified of my kids like falling in the pool and not being able to swim, even though they are getting bigger, and I shouldn't be paranoid about things like that. But yeah, in general, I don't think I would actually have a pool in my house, or like have a house with a pool. But yeah, I pretty much just wanted to use up the space in the backyard, and I do like to lay out and try to tan, so I made sure that I had like an area where I could do that, even though it's in The Sims. But I didn't really do too much else with the yard, so I guess that's pretty much it. I hope that explains this enough for you guys. I did try to make sure that I did an actual voiceover for the most part for this video because I've been slacking quite a bit, but my voice is kind of messed up today. Like, I've had a sore throat all day, so I apologize that I sound like crap. But yeah, I guess let me know how you like this, if you think that I did okay with my own shell challenge. I always appreciate any support, any comments, any feedback from you guys, so be sure to leave anything down below if you would like to. And also please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!